Job ain't finished. Job ain't finished. Make you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the delayed portion of our new podcast, Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com. I'm your host, Nick Athan, and producer extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd. Sorry, we are some 55 minutes late. We had some technical issues that was StreamYard, but they fixed it for us, and here we are live as promised. And Hense, thanks for your due diligence. Mango on the back end, thanks for all the work, too, for our plan B, but we really appreciate everybody being patient. So before we start the show, on this Red Friday, as we get prepared for the Chiefs and the Chargers, let's talk about our corporate sponsors. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than Eric Haynes. You can reach him at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Fact or Cap.
Ooh. Also, another proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. It is open enrollment time. You have until the 15th of December. So you got a very short period of time left, 9 days to get a government option. But if you're looking for a private option, Emily can take care of that with you as well. So if you need someone to evaluate your current health insurance, see if we can find you something better. Maybe you're on a COBRA plan, whatever it might be for your personal business, for yourself or your family, give her a call and let her get you a free quote. 913-215-9086.
Emily.
And next up, our new sponsor, Resell Electronics.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right, Resell Electronics. If you are looking for your consumer electronics, so you're buying something, want to buy something, want to sell something, this is your one-stop shop, Resell Electronics in Independence. They got 2 locations on Nolan Road and down south on 40 Highway. Listen, they are the best. If you're looking for the best deal and it's Christmas time and you want to get something that has a lot of value with a low price, this is the place to go. Cell phones, tablets, laptops, consoles, whatever it might be, check out their website with Resell with a C, electronics.com, and make sure you tell them Chiefs Blitz sent you and Bowtie Sports sent you. You'll get 10% off your next purchase.
Resell
Electronics.
That's it. All right, the other members of the crew, Mr. Lou Montagna up in the great north or northeast. Is that correct?
North Coast. Come
North
on, Nick.
Coast. I'm sorry. West Coast. To me, it's West Coast, East Coast, North Coast.
We are on the shores of beautiful Lake Erie, experiencing in my 61 years. This might be one of the roughest 7-day stretches of snow.
Have you been out of the house?
I have a couple of times. There's a couple of respites. I was able to get out. Actually, got in the car and drove around, so that was good. Was able to get some food, some groceries, so that was good. But yeah, it's that time of year. And it looks like Coach is
ready, man. He's
my
got the
spirit animal here. He's wearing his Russian or some sort of babushka hat.
Yeah.
What's happening there? There's a story with this. What's up?
It's cold as shit.
Okay.
It was 19 degrees. It was 19 degrees
honestly,
down here.
No, it was. It was like negative 19 leaving work the other day. I said, well,
come on. It wasn't negative. Give me a break. Don't be over.
Listen, I'm walking down the hallway going to my car. I say, you know what?
Well, yeah, it's
time
cold.
To get a hat. It's time to get a hat. Usually I'm pretty tough under this weather, but
does that have ear flaps as well?
Absolutely it does.
So it's like almost like that at the old was it Elmer Fudd?
Elmer Fudd.
Did Elmer have the ear flaps and
ear flaps.
Ready to go out.
I love it. Hey, it keeps my head very warm, gentlemen.
Go out rabbit hunting.
Good. Yeah, get some rabbit.
Rabbit.
Get some rabbit.
So let's go.
Trey's in Siberia. Nice one, Kenny. I like that one. That's very good, actually.
And for those of you that really want a deep cut, I think we recorded our Two Guys in a Bar. Dre and I had pretty much traversed the entire sports
we did
spectrum while we were waiting for the technical
pre-game.
issue.
Yeah,
Man,
we'll just have to turn the record button on.
Y'all should have heard it. It was amazing.
Hense and Mango are scrambling to fix things, and oh well, is what it is. Hey, we're back.
We did a bonus show.
You did a bonus show.
We should record.
I'm gonna figure out some other, streaming process.
Maybe we can do an after-hour show. What do you think?
No,
All
after
right.
that.
Anyway,
So with that said, we got a packed show today. We got a story time with Nick. We're gonna have that come up first, and we're gonna have Fact the Cat with Lou. Then we're gonna have the Q top 6 teams, and then we're gonna get into the main subject, the preview game with the Chiefs and the Chargers. So with that said,
we're doing me first.
Yeah, we're doing you first, sir.
Mr.
Come on, jumping right into story time.
Jump right into it.
Story time with Nick.
It's the Cube's vision.
Right.
It's story time with Nick. Let's go in and listen to the intro. Rotate.
All right, there it is. Story time with Nick.
Get your
As you all know, I am sponsored by Emily Athan. If you need health insurance, call her at 913-215-9086. Appreciate that, honey. Always selling. Hey, that's the way the world works, isn't it? All right, story time with Nick today. Next week, the 32 Major League Baseball teams will have their winter meetings, and I am a huge Royals fan. And so today I decided to get a few things out of the past, not from the 2015 World Series team, but from back in the day, 1985, Brett Saberhagen. Just one of the best teams. Lonnie Smith. I mean, it was such a good baseball. Frank White,
Freddie Patek,
Willie Wilson, just a great Charlie Liebrandt, the hard luck guy who loses game 1 and game 6 by giving up a total of 2 runs.
Was Bob Boone the catcher then?
What's that? Bob Boone? Yeah, Bob. I think Bob Boone was the catcher. And of course, game 6, Dane Orge has the big hit after the big blown call by the umpire. But this is something I had put together. These are the Sports Illustrated, and that's the actual program from the 1985 World Series. And then the 4 home games, ticket stubs for the Royals, played game 1 and 2. And of course, they won 6 and 7 to win in exciting fashion 4-3. And a couple other souvenirs that I picked up along the way from that as well. As soon as my cohort there puts it up there. That is my Dick Hauser bobblehead, the late Dick Hauser, who was the manager. Died a couple years later from brain cancer. It was just so sad. And then the Coca-Cola 1985 World Series bottle. I've actually had that since about a week after the World Series. That has traveled with me in every single place I've ever lived, and it's only lost just a little bit of Coca-Cola. It's never been open. I don't know where it evaporates to or how it evaporates. It's beyond my pay grade. But nonetheless, there it is. And then, of course, a signed baseball by Brett Saberhagen, the World Series MVP. He won 2 games in that series, and he was absolutely phenomenal, especially Game 7 when he pitched to Gem. And Brett was one of my favorite players. He lived pretty close to me. He was one of those guys that if you put baseballs or bats out in front of his house, he would sign them, and you would just go in and pick them up, and he was really cool. His wife had a beauty salon not too far from my house as well, too. So, hey, the 1985 Royals was great. The series in Toronto, 7 games, where they got the big hit. And, of course, Dane Orge, he used to play for the Cardinals, comes to the Royals, gets the big hit in Game 6, and Motley with the home runs in Game 7, and just terrific. That was one of the most exciting times as a baseball fan I ever had. I tore my ACL about a week before the Toronto series, and so I couldn't go to the celebration. Well, I didn't go to that. I went to the World Series celebration down in Westport. So nonetheless, my 1985 Kansas City Royals, and next week they'll be at the winter meetings where they're going to create the biggest buzz ever in Kansas City Royals history. And just wait. That's all I'm saying.
So for those of you that haven't noticed, the background music that was Mr. Thunder, and that's our very own Nick Athan's musings on his guitar that seems to be rusting back behind over his left shoulder. And that's him singing.
That's me. I recorded that. That was
yeah, there you have it.
There it is. It's out there. Hence decided to get out there until I can muster up the courage to actually sing live.
So are the Royals in the Juan Soto sweepstakes?
I am not making any comment.
Oh, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
But for a small market team that wants a brand new shiny ballpark, you know what?
Yes, sir.
The juice might be worth the squeeze.
Maybe there's a little.
I am not saying Juan Soto is going to be a Kansas City Royal, but I will state
Mahomes.
Friday, December 6th at 2:35. You never know. There is a surprise team. So yeah, that was the original composition, Mr. Thunder. I wrote about my niece and then my son. I changed the lyrics when he was born.
We might be going live pretty soon. Mr. Thunder might be playing live pretty soon. I'm just saying,
so with that said, man,
I got choked up with the sentiment. My goodness.
that segment there is sponsored by Emily.
Yes. Give her a call if you need health insurance. Call me and I'll get to her. Either way.
No truth to the rumor that she was the only one that would do it.
So let's get right
into it. Be nice. It's my 10-year anniversary next week.
That's right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Fact or hat? What do you have?
All right, Hensley. Let's wake everybody up now. You got to take a little snooze there with
that wake up. That's rude.
With story time. Let's get right to it, folks. Every week at this time, we look at some different things around football. Sometimes other sports. We've got into basketball once over, but this is all football this week. So, if you want to play along in the chat, please go ahead and do so. Probably don't need the music in the background anymore. Hence, let's just go with it. All right. So, number one, I don't know if anybody noticed, but everybody's favorite former offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, has parted ways with the folks at UCLA. I guess it's a nice way to say he was fired. I don't know what's going on with EB. You thought maybe back in the college game, he's an old school guy. In a lot of cases, I think he just rubs people the wrong way. And in this day and age of, NIL babies and just the way, these kids are used to doing business, maybe his methods just aren't really meshing with the program. So God bless him. We love him. But the statement is this: the only way he returns to the NFL is as a running backs coach. Fact or cap? Hensley.
I would say cap. I know one place he's well needed at, and that's right here in Kansas City. But I'm going to leave that for a segment because that's a part of the segment as well. But yeah, I would say cap on that. I don't think he's just going to be a running backs coach.
Go ahead, Nick.
Fact. He'll be a running backs coach, and he'll be a great one. Whoever gets him, maybe that's in Kansas City. He did a terrific job and I think he would really help this running back room. But that's the ceiling for him, I think, back in the NFL.
Coach.
Cap. I'm gonna say cap, man. I do believe. I believe in Bieniemy. I believe in Bieniemy. I believe it.
As what?
As what?
As an OC.
Offensive coordinator? Okay.
As an OC.
All right. I think this is completely a fact. I think even that is going to be a difficult position for him to get in the NFL, especially with a lot of the coaches being a little bit younger and just the way things are run. You see it from the high schools to the college and so forth. And you can sit here and argue and say that that's not the way to coach or whatever. But the bottom line is that's what the players want. That's what they need. And, this has kind of a little bit of a Deuce Staley feel to it. It seemed like Deuce was on a fast track to become an offensive coordinator and the next step and a head coach, and it just never really happened. So for better or worse, I think that's his best path back in, and I don't know that it gets much higher than that. So I'm with you on that one, Nick. All right, second one. Go ahead and bring up the graphic there, Hense. There are 3 names that you could say, yeah, absolutely. These are the guys that are the best receivers in the NFL. Well, 2 of them for sure. You got JJ, you got Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and then third in yardage is Terry McLaurin. Okay? Now, if I asked you, there's a 4th guy, and the 4th guy actually leads in total receptions and is 4th in yardage, who would it be?
Shoot.
This is a little bonus round in Factor Cap.
I got no clue.
Shall I go?
Pardon?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brock Bowers.
Coach, you nailed it, man.
It must be the hat.
The leading in terms of receptions is
He's
Brock
phenomenal,
Bowers. Man. He is 4th in yardage at tight end as a rookie, playing with, we'd have to say, I guess generously, subpar quarterback play. And it's freaking Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Nick, that's your guy. Nick.
I know. He was recently named Rookie of the Month, 32 catches, 349 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the month of November. The statement is this. Forget about all these big-time quarterbacks that we think are big-time. Brock Bowers is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year on this brutal team.
And that speaks volumes, though. That speaks volumes.
Factor Cap, Hensley.
It's an Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
I'll say Cap.
What?
No. I'll say nah, because I think it still goes to the, Jalen. You're going to go to, what's his name? If you don't go to Daniels over there at Washington, it's going to go to the guy, with the Broncos, the quarterback.
So they have 3. Let me ask you a question. They have 3 awards. Offensive Player of the Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and then overall Rookie of the Year. Is that correct?
I don't think so.
Okay. And if that's the case,
I think it's just offense and defense.
No, I'll say Cap.
They'll give
it to one of the quarterbacks.
Nah, I gotta give it to Brock, man. Listen,
I love Brock.
His quarterback, I mean, he's average, below average, whatever you want to call it. He's not a top tier guy. To be in that realm with those guys as a rookie, oh yeah, it's Brock Bowers all day.
Yeah, I gotta wait 4 more seasons before he's a Chief. It's brutal.
Yeah,
here you go.
I'm gonna have to say Cap on this one as well. It's just because we were talking about MVP and some of these other awards. I mean, it's a quarterback award, right? I mean, it's just unfortunately that's the way it is, and you almost have to be on a winning team. We were talking about maybe as a comeback player of the year, you could be on a losing team. And if your story is one that's just really compelling,
right?
But in terms of this, but I just wanted to give him his props because it's not, this is like Travis Kelce type stuff where he would be leading for all receivers and he's playing tight end, which historically wouldn't be at the top. So there you have it. Okay, so another story that broke yesterday is arguably the greatest NFL coach of all time is reportedly speaking with the University of North Carolina. Yes, that University of North Carolina. And I guess coincidentally, Lawrence Taylor's alma mater. I don't know if that factors into it, but I don't think there's any question that Lawrence Taylor was Bill's favorite player. But yeah, it's the same school of Michael Jordan and James Worthy and Phil Ford and all the rest. But yeah, it's a basketball school. We kind of talked about this, or at least I did, in terms of him maybe going back to Navy because that's what I think his dad coached there, and you could just see the reverence he has for the service academy kids. In this day and age of NIL and all the other things, I think Mango came up with a graphic, and I gave him some lead, I guess. But this kind of reminds me of one Thornton Mellon going back to school. There you have it, Rodney Dangerfield back in the day. For those of you of a certain age, the movie was Back to School. His son was going off to college. Thornton made his millions selling fat clothes, guys that were just fat, suits, cabana way, all the different things. But it was a really funny movie. But yeah, North Carolina wanting to go young with their head coach. They go from Mac Brown, who's 73, to perhaps Bill Belichick, who's 72. So let's see how that goes.
They went younger.
Let's go with that in Chapel Hill. But okay, the statement is this. Bill Belichick isn't going to North Carolina. This is purely a leverage move to get his name out there, to get back into the NFL. Hensley, fact or cap?
Fact, because I think he's going to be coaching the Joe Burrow of next season. So I think he's going to be coaching Cincinnati next season. Wow. And I just feeling, I feel like he's going to come out of nowhere. He's going to take that Cincinnati. Cincinnati's at the end of the year, they're going to get rid of their coach, and Belichick's going to take that job. So I feel like that's where you're going to be at next year.
Right,
so
Nick, what do you got?
I got Cap. I think he's going to be the head coach at the University of North Carolina. And I think that his son will be the coach in waiting. And I think because the NIL money is so great that he can pretty much go to boosters and say, listen, I need a war chest and I'll build you a national championship team. It'll be so much easier than going to the NFL to trying to do it. And, he's done everything in the NFL. Maybe he can win a national championship in college. I don't think this is a way to get the NFL. All NFL teams know that he's on everybody's lists. And I think this has a legitimate chance of happening. So I'm
that's a good point, because now, Nick, you just swayed me to say fact. I do believe that. That's a good point.
He's not going to the Bengals.
Remember, the statement was that he's using this as leverage.
Right, leverage. That's what he said. That's what he said. He used this as leverage.
I'm sorry.
That's why I think he's going to go with this.
Nick is saying cap. Andre also, coach, you're saying cap to that.
I'm saying, I apologize. I say cap because Belichick did do everything in the NFL. Like he had nothing to prove.
Nothing left to do.
Good point. Nothing to prove. Good point.
Yeah, I think this could almost be like Dion going to Colorado, where pretty much he is it. He is the GM. He's the coach. He's the face of the program. Everything. He's not going to be able to get that in the NFL. There's going to be a GM. There's going to be ownership and so forth. So I don't know. Now North Carolina isn't like a historical team where you're going to say, oh, they're going to have this war chest. I don't know if the football community is quite that there, but with his cachet and I don't know, get Michael Jordan involved, get some of these big time Tommy Hilfiger. I think he's in North Carolina.
It's the order of Belichick.
They can get some money there, but still deep down, I believe he wants to be in the NFL. So I'm going to say fact.
You gonna follow your gut?
Go to college. This is college, young man.
This is a leverage play.
Fact.
Go to college.
All right, next one. We've been talking about the return of the running back and so forth, but I think we got to hit this again. You got like pretty much the three biggest free agent signings, or at least the ones that to me have had the biggest impact: Saquon, Henry, Josh Jacobs, and they're 1, 2, and 3 in rushing. Right. Jacobs is up there in touchdowns, scored another 3 touchdowns last night. You've got James Conner out in Arizona getting a 2-year extension at his age. James Cook in Buffalo,
return of the backs.
Sonic and Knuckles in Detroit, Bijan in Atlanta. So most of the really good teams, now Atlanta's really not there, but Bijan looks like he's kind of that guy. But all the really good teams right now have a very solid running game, not just solid, but dominating running game. And you've got that guy, if you would, and you've got the three biggest free agents as running backs. So the statement is this: running backs have now earned their way back to prominence on the best teams. Hensley.
I'll say, Cat, that position is always going to be, we can find somebody in the 7th round or a free agent to come in to play high levels behind a good offensive line if you got one. But yeah, I'll say Cat.
I'm going to go fact. I think I think teams with winning cultures that need that spark, need that running game, You know, with defenses being more adept at pass, covering the secondary, supporting the run is kind of lost. So I'm gonna say fact.
Big fact, man. The running game is back now. The running backs are
cool
back.
To be running back again.
Yeah, man. They're valued. The running backs are valued now, so I'm gonna go with fact, man.
Yeah, huge points. The teams have adjusted the defense has adjusted to the overall like air raid passing attacks and teams just going down the field. So the other part of it now is, okay, you're going to put smaller guys on the field. We're going to get behind our offensive lines. Hence, I would say to you, look at the Cube's top 6 teams and what do they have in common? So just something to think about. So I'm going to say fact for
Drop
sure.
a nuke on that one.
All right.
The cube exploded.
Last one is this. Now, even though Coach says that Travis and Patrick are completely out of sync, it's at like warp 10 or what's DEFCON 1 or whatever you want to call it.
That right.
But Travis does have 75 receptions. Okay, he does. He's still among the leaders. Now his yards per catch is much lower than we like to see. It's not Travis of old. I get that, but the statement is this: game coming up this weekend, Sunday night. Travis normally crushes this team. We are going to get a Travis Kelce versus Chargers game Sunday night. Fact or cap, Hensley?
I would say fact. These two, he always kills the Chargers. No matter what, he's gonna find a way to kill the Chargers and pull the plug on that team. So I would say that will be a fact, Lou. I agree.
All right, Nick.
I'm going to agree with Hense. I'm going to go fact. I think he's going to have 2 touchdowns and 111 yards receiving.
Coach.
I'm going to go fact because the Chargers play single high, so man-to-man coverage, yeah, he going to eat. Travis is going to eat against these Chargers. I agree.
I don't know if I can go with it. I can see him, maybe he gets like 5 or 6 catches. I just don't see him having one of those huge games.
Maybe it's Noah Gray
making big plays down the field and so forth. And that's the other part of it, is that just that Noah being a little bit younger, being able to find those spots just as well. That's where Patrick's going with the ball. So I'm going to cap, but it's close.
It's close. All right, it's a cap plus.
So I guess you said the tight ends are going to eat, basically what you're saying.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
One of them will.
I got it.
All right, gang, that is going to do it for this week.
Fact
or cap. Always bringing the hype and bringing the juice. Brought to you by Hurricanes.
That's right. Hurricanes are the real estate group. That's our guy. All right. Good job, Lou. So we got both of our segments out of the way. So we appreciate everybody's patience with starting the show and also the comments there as we go through these special things here as we get ready for the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Thank you, Ruben, for acknowledging that 50 Shades is Noah Gray.
Yes. So let's get right into our sponsors before we go into
all the sponsors one more time before we preview the big game. First up, Mr. Hurricanes with the Hurricanes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying and selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, give Hurricanes a call at 816-729-3785. You can email them at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Fact or Cap.
That's right. Another proud sponsor is my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for better health coverage, whether that's an ACA plan or a private option, there's nobody that understands the market better than she does. So give her a call today at 913-215-9086 and get your free custom quote today.
Emily.
That's right. Emily. Indeed. Another great sponsor is our new sponsor, Resell Electronics.
Emily.
Get the best deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right. Resell Electronics. 2 great locations in Independence on Nolan Road and also down on 40 Highway. If you're looking to buy or sell your consumer electronics, you got some old stuff that you want to sell. Maybe you're looking for a good Christmas gift. They got iPhones. They got everything, anything you possibly need at a great price. They're going to take care of you. It's the holiday time, as we mentioned. They had a great Black Friday sale. If you go into the store and tell them the Chiefs Blitz and Bowtie Sports sent you, you get an extra 10% off your initial order. So check them out on their website, Resell Electronics with a C. That's resellelectronics.com.
Resell Electronics. So let's get right into the Cube Top 6.
Oh, boy.
We have a top 6.
It is a top 6 list today. And honor, guys, it's going to be a rider to all. So maybe if the Cube got him right, let me know. Do you guys agree? Hey, we look at these teams on this list, guys. There's a lot of teams that are doing well. I'm going to go ahead and drop this list. So wait, before you think about this list, who you think that made the list, guys?
I'll give you mine, and we'll compare. Let's do that. Okay, I've got number 1, the Lions, Detroit for sure. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Eagles. 3, I've got Buffalo. 4, I've got the Chiefs. 5, I still like Green Bay a lot. I mean, they've lost twice to Detroit, but they were right there. And then 6, I'm torn between Pittsburgh and Minnesota, but I'm going to go with Pittsburgh this week.
Here goes the list.
Well, look at that. I got
Homer. Chiefs still number 1. You know why? Because they are the Super Bowl back-to-back champions. Until anybody does that, they still would be number 1. Other than that, they got Detroit Lions sitting there at number 2. It was a close game yesterday, back-to-back. Jordan Love played ball. He did, you know what I mean? But the Packers fell short. So now we have the Buffalo Bills at 10-2. Maybe I was going to swap them out. I was going to put the Eagles there, but I was like, they did beat the Chiefs, so I put them at 3. They got the Pittsburgh Steelers at 9-3, sitting there at number 4. The Eagles at 10-2, right there, and the Vikings at 6 at 10-2. Do you agree with this list? And why would you change anything about this list, Nick?
Well, I'm going to go Lions number 1. I'm going to go Chiefs number 2. I like the Bills at 3. I'm going to put the Eagles and the Vikings ahead of the Steelers. So Eagles 4, Vikings 5, and the Steelers would be 6. Listen, Russell Wilson has surprised me, but I'm not there yet. I'm sorry. I can't buy into suddenly the lights on and he's that player again. So I think this is the top 6 teams. I think your Super Bowl winner is going to come from one of these 6 teams for certain. I don't think there's anybody else that can get there from this list, outside this list. So that would be my order.
Coach?
I got Detroit number 1. I will put the Eagles at 2. I'll put Chiefs at 3. I'll put Buffalo at 4. I'll put Pittsburgh at 5. And the Vikings at 6. Keep Vikings at 6.
That ain't your list. It's the Cube's list, sir. The Cube list.
Because the Cube's confused as it is. The Cube is what the hell you talking about. But now,
the coach list is the Cube's list.
I think the Eagles is a better all-around team. I'm just saying, I don't like the Eagles, but the Eagles are that team, so I got to go with the Eagles. I got to put them up there, man. I got to put the Eagles up there at top.
Yeah. But with that said, man, that's a Cube top 6. I feel like these teams right here, like Nick said, is going to be one of these going to be the Super Bowl represented. It's on, out of the 3. Josh Allen out, I feel like they're going to be one and done in the playoffs. That's why I feel like, because I feel like the Steelers probably knock them off, or the Baltimore Ravens or somebody else probably knock them off in the playoffs. But with that said, do you have any surprise bets that's happening in this week, Lou?
Yeah, there's 3 games left. I mean, whatever. Hindsight's 20/20, but I did get a little lucky last night. Packers plus 3.5. The other games I have, it's kind of a weird slate this week. There's some strange games, but I'm going to take Miami -5.5 against the Jets. I think the Jets are pretty much done. Miami still, I think they believe they've got something to play for. If they can kind of win out,
they're in the playoffs.
They might have a shot at that seven hole. But it's, again, a very long shot. But playing at home, if it's warm at all down there, the Jets will be baking in the sun. Anyway, Tennessee, this is the ugliest game of the week. These two teams are really bad, but I think Jacksonville's just a little bit worse. And I'm not betting on Mac Jones. It's just as bad to bet on Levis, but I'm going to take Tennessee -3.5. And then is it this? I think it's the late afternoon game. It's got to be. It's in LA. Rams are getting 3.5 at home from Buffalo. I'm going to take the Rams +3.5.
Yeah, me too.
They're kind of sandwiched between who do they have? I think the Bills play Detroit.
They play the Lions a week from Sunday.
Right. So
it's a tough stretch.
I think, again, home, a nice live home dog. Rams got a lot to play for. I think there's a real shot that they win that game.
Yeah, good. I like those bets. Safe bets.
So with that said, that is the Cube's top 6. And I think the Cube got them right. Even some people on the panel may say, this, that, and that about the list, but it doesn't all matter. It's about what the Cube said. The Cube is right, and always will be right. So let's get right into the main segment of the show. Why are the NFL, saying the Chargers will get an upset? Nick.
It's just the flavor. It's just the flavor of the flow right now in the media. The Chiefs are trash. They're not that good. They're lucky to have won. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? Listen, the Chiefs are going to have we'll talk about a really good addition to this team, debuting on Sunday night. I think they had a very spirited week of practice. I think the outside world views them as a one and done. This isn't their year. I think I posted a video on our inside chat about, I can't remember who the commentary guy was, but he basically told everybody to shut the F up. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're going to be there in the end. They're the most underrated team in professional football, certainly in the NFL. And he made some really great points, and I started to think about what he said. And you know what? He's absolutely right. This is a team that is under the microscope. They're underrated by a few. And listen, everybody wants to see him lose, but a lot of people want to see him win. And so I think that they think the Chargers are going to miraculously find their offense without their best running back. And Patrick Mahomes is not going to throw 4 interceptions like Kirk Cousins did last week. And remember, against an average Falcons defense, they didn't score a touchdown. They just got that pick 6 and a bunch of field goals. So I don't know what people are looking at logically here, but I think it's just to hear themselves talk.
Mm. Dre?
Oh, it was on me. I was waiting on Lou. I was waiting on Lou to go.
I can't stop looking at that hat.
No, honestly, for me, they just have the outsiders are. Remember, the Chiefs are number 1, right? They're the best team in the NFL right now. So of course they want to see the Kansas City Chiefs lose. But again, the Chargers play them tough. Mm-hmm. The Chargers play them tough, and Herbert is healthy. He is healthy right now, so they do a pretty good job of going against Kansas City anyway. So I can see why they would say the Chargers will upset Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, and it comes back to like the answer to a lot of these questions is it's just Chiefs fatigue. I mean, people are just tired of it. I mean, you see comments from people just a few years ago before the Super Bowls was like everybody wanted to be a part of this thing. Everybody, oh my God, they're so exciting to watch and everything, this, that, and they win a few times. And it's like, okay, well, now we've built them up. We got to start tearing these guys down. They're riding a little too high on the hog. We didn't expect them to win 2 in a row. What, 3 in a row? No way. We can't have this. So, and to Dre's point as well, is the Chargers have played them tough with Justin Herbert. Even, under the previous regime, the games are always fairly close. So because the Chiefs aren't doing it in a certain style where they're just crushing these some so-called weaker opponents, that when they play somebody that looks like is like the next team or the next one up, they're going to, well, no way can they get away with that against this team.
Right.
So, yeah, it's an easy narrative. And okay, yeah, of course. So if anybody has a chance, certainly it's going to be Jim Harbaugh, a Jim Harbaugh coach team with Justin Herbert at quarterback. So, we'll see what happens. That's why they play the games, man.
I feel like a lot of people just upset that the Chiefs just keep on winning. That's what it is. That's the upset. You know, they tired of it, you know, how they win. They saying it's voodoo in the stadium. They say it's Taylor Swift voodoo, or, you know, she's putting stuff on the team. You know what I mean? All this nonsense they put on social media saying, you know, the winning by luck, winning by this. It doesn't matter. As long as you
let's talk about the rift between Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes. Let's dissect that.
There isn't one.
That's a good one.
Come on, Coach. What do you got?
That's a good one. I mean, it's a tale of two tapes right now, man.
Hey,
both sides believe in certain things.
Haven't seen them in the box together in quite some time.
Then that's probably why
they were out there together a few games ago.
They wasn't speaking. They wasn't cheering up. I'll tell you that.
There's nothing there. Nothing burger.
I think because she's with child and they probably drinking and everything in there. So
that was intended to be a joke. I'm not serious.
He went right into it now because of the child is here, and you knew the child.
I'm just saying. Can Joshua Williams continue, you know, to seed Coach Drake?
No,
or ascend.
Yeah, ascend.
All right,
it's all right.
Bill, Coach, you go first. Who's your favorite Chiefs player?
It's been a long morning. I've been whooping this man's ass all for the last 2 years, man, and he's so sketchy.
Take a bow, sketchy. Coach. Go ahead, take a bow.
He is so sketchy right now. Has he been playing okay? Yes, he's been playing okay. Can he ascend? I don't know, because right now the Chiefs are damn near desperate in the secondary right now. They want these people to step up. So I wish he would ascend. I wish he would, and I hope he do. And I hope he
good week. You know, it's a good week for him to ascend. I mean,
it is.
Trent McDuffie, you know, really said a lot of great things, and Spags said some really nice things. So, you know, I think I think he's got a little bit more confidence in himself. He did play a really good game against the Raiders, and you know, he deserves credit for coming in and kind of taking over for Nazeed Johnson, who I don't think he's still 100% healthy or whatever it is, but the light's not on there yet. But still, they need him. I don't think they're going to sign Xavier Howard. He wants $500,000 a game. You know, maybe they sign him for the last 2 weeks. They only have to pay him $1 million plus incentives for the postseason, but still, that's a lot of iron, and they're already paying that to DJ Humphries. So I just don't see it. But I really like Joshua Williams. I thought he's got talent. He was a high draft pick, you know, in terms of what the Chiefs were looking for. He's had success. He's had a lot of failure, but I think this is his time. I think he's gonna take that step that Jalen Watson took 2 years ago and just be that guy. And I have a lot of confidence in him.
He does.
All right, so I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but the kid has all the traits to be a good corner. It's there. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think there's any question about that. That's why he drafted him and so forth, and that's why sometimes he shows flashes. And when he does, it's like, wow, if he could just do that on a more regular basis. If you continue to play, you know, man-to-man coverage, which I think really that's his strong suit. But the more you play man, the more odds that you're going to get beat. You're playing against professional wide receivers. It's not like you're back at Fayetteville State and maybe you could just blanket some guys with your length and everything and your speed. Yeah. So again, the ability is there. I think with him, it's really confident. It's like almost he has to make a few plays, and then it's like he has to convince himself that he is that good. Now, is he going to be great? I don't know, but he can be a legitimate starter in this league and be the guy they need him to be down the stretch. So I'm going to say yes. We'll see, but with him again, I think it's more so between the ears than it is.
Come on, help him out, Chris Jones. Man, help this man out, Jones. Help him out, Jones.
Spags would say chin to hairline.
I would say, man, yes, he can continue to. I think he's going to rise into these. I think he is the second corner on this team besides Trent McDuffie. You know what I mean? Jaden Watson got hurt, but hey, this kid is time, man. It's time. It's your opportunity to shine. You get all these, all these chances to go out there and play ball, man. Go out here and show these people what you can do. You're coming from a small school, so that's already a knock on him. A lot of people are going to try to hold that over his head, but hey, come out and ball out and show everybody that you still can do what you got to do.
So, guys, is he starting? Is he starting Sunday?
Yes, he's starting Sunday.
Well, definitely, I'm watching Joshua Williams.
And the thing is, I think we make that distinction. Both guys are going to play, and the coaches will say that every time. They're all going to play. So is he on the field at the beginning of the game?
I don't know if Johnson's going to play. He might be in the doghouse.
I don't think they do that. I really don't.
They put him in the doghouse against the Raiders. He never went on the field again.
It's a numbers thing. So
what?
See.
It should be a good
they're kind of
limited
limited at wide receiver. I could see Joshua could probably have a really good game against Quentin Johnston.
Yep.
I do not want it. It might be kind of a tough matchup against Ladd McConkey. Now again, if McConkey's healthy,
you got to put McDuffie on him.
McConkey's got a couple of injuries that he's working with. He toughed it out last week, and he put up. Like 150 yards passing. He had 117 of them. So, and Ladd was back in Georgia, so maybe that had something to do with it. Adrenaline, Toradol, whatever you want to do. But that would be the tough matchup if he gets singled up on Ladd versus Quentin Johnson or Joshua Palmer.
Yeah. Right.
So will the Chargers offense struggle without KD Doc?
Well, it's J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, is it? My bad.
We need to proof these.
I did it. I don't know why I put DK. I was thinking
it's been a long morning, gentlemen. It's been a long morning.
There is a DK. There is a DK Metcalf. That's all right.
I couldn't spell in college, so it's all my fault. So I'll take the hit. No, they cannot win without J.K. Dobbins. They proved that. Mm-hmm. They're just not the same offense. The Ravens blew them out after the injury. And let's be honest, Kirk Cousins throws 3 interceptions. Then the Falcons probably win that football game. So instead of 4, but he's such a huge part of the run philosophy for Harbaugh and the way he runs his offense and the way that he runs his quarterback off the running game. And honestly, they're really kind of void at receiver. They've got those 2 guys that we mentioned, and I think that they're good, but they're not going to light it up. I think the way the Falcons play defense. Again, it's not a great Falcons defense. They've really digressed since the Chiefs went there in week 3 or 2 or whatever it was. So I think Kansas City definitely has understands that they're already pretty good at stopping the run. They did a pretty good job against the Raiders. They still held them to under 60 or 70 yards. So,
right.
But without Dobbins, that's gonna be a struggle for them. Now, the good news for them is after Sunday's game, they got 4 or 5 cupcakes that they're going to be favored in by 3 to 5 points in every game. So they get out of Kansas City with a loss. They can still make the postseason and be the 6th or the 7th seed, probably the 6th. Would be my guess.
DK.
I'm sorry.
God damn, man, I'm over saying DK shit. Nah, but the way Harbaugh runs that offense, they still gonna run the ball. They still got a decent offensive line, so I doubt that him, like, you know what I'm saying, like him, like without him, are they gonna struggle? No, it's still gonna be the same Chargers. So nah, I don't see it. I don't think the Chargers are gonna fall off.
JK gives them the home run potential. I mean, he's more like the wiggle guy. He can get outside and make everybody look silly. And we've seen it, countless times during the season and during his career. He just has been kind of injury prone, with Baltimore. There were some issues. Well, they got another Baltimore guy, Gus Edwards, who is more of a between the tackles guy. I would say, right. I mean, if you had to compare it, you might say JK would be Pops and Gus would be Kareem Hunt. Mm-hmm. So, they can still be effective. They may not get the home run. Now, the rookie Vidal, he's a little different cat. He might be able to make some big plays. So, I don't know that watching the Atlanta, I did watch the Atlanta game, like I told you earlier. That was I had the Chargers. That was one of my plays. So I was flipping between that and the Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game. And I'm not sure what they were just completely out of sync offensively. Yeah. And again, it wasn't so much what Atlanta was doing defensively, but they really couldn't get anything going. So maybe it was, they're looking ahead to the Chiefs. Maybe it was a cross-country trip. You can say any number of things, but trust me, they're going to be dialed in Sunday night, and you're going to see them play a lot better offensively. Now, is it going to be enough to win? I don't know, probably not. But in terms of this, they won't have the home run, but they can still move the ball,
and they can do time off the clock, and Herbert is and he's healthy now, so
right. So again, that's where some of the things that the Chiefs have struggled with is the quarterback that kind of breaks. If there's a second play to be made during the play, or it's like the initial play is blocked up or covered.
Yeah,
Herbert can still make it right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So is it going to be a spy situation? Is it going to be just somebody like Leo, being a little bit more of that wild card? We'll see. But JK certainly is a big deal for them to get the home run balls.
Yeah, I say they will struggle right off the bat, because he is like helping when they offense at the backfield. He coming off the knee injury. He did look good this year. So I know he's dealing with the knee injury again. But hey, I feel like they are going to struggle. You know what I mean? Because they are built off that play action. Play action first. Run offense. So I think they will struggle going into Sunday. So also we have, what can DJ Humphries, can he change this offense? Can he save this offense at least,
So Monday or Wednesday, it was the savior. Now can he save the offense? So we doubling down?
We double down.
Yeah, we're doubling down. I just now that it's confirmed he's going to start.
Savior out of there. It's the Christmas season. I get it, but okay, DJ.
Is he the gift that will open the Chiefs offense?
Hope so.
I say yes. I mean, I think the fact that he's going to be ready to go here in less than 2 weeks from signing with the team, I think they're desperate. I think honestly, if he could have borrowed a helmet and shoulder pads, he would have gone out there against the Raiders in the fourth quarter and say, "Hey, coach, I got this." That's the kind of mentality that he has. And, I've talked to a couple of people and I was told he played the majority of the number one snaps all week in practice. The anticipation was as early as, getting ready to put the game plan together that he would be out there. Matt Derrick confirmed it as well. So I think when you look at this guy, again, with his incentives, potentially he could earn upward of $500,000 a game. And if the Chiefs gets the Super Bowl, he's going to make quite a bit of money. And then the Chiefs have to decide what they do with him next year. But get him through game one. It's going to be a good test. I mean, the Chargers have a couple of really good pass rushers.
Yeah, Bosa and Mack,
the Chiefs have handled those guys for the most part in the past. But, now I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be in a situation where he's going to feel comfortable. Creed Humphrey talked about today. He's ready. He's been coming in. He's working. It's good to have guys like that in the room that are ready to work. He fits right in. That's high praise from Creed Humphrey. And there was a picture of him and Joe Thuney. And it was like Joe said, "God, I don't have to be tackle anymore. I'm so glad you're here." And I think that means something. And I think the fact that he's putting it all out there and putting himself through the rigor of getting ready to play within 2 weeks of being medically cleared, that says a lot to his teammates. So if he can stop the bleeding at left tackle, those passes that Mahomes are missing because he can't either plant his foot or move around the pocket, or he has to settle with his first read, there's going to be a lot of things open. You're going to see he and Worthy connect better. You're going to see more balls to Kelsey and Gray. You're going to see Hopkins and Juju, and the running game will be different. So if he is really that pancake blocker and really good in pass protection, at the point of attack, and that's all he needs to be, I think he'll save the offense. I think for the first time, I actually believe if he plays well, they can score over 30 points in a game.
Coach,
I definitely agree. The savior, I do. I'm going to say he is because, like, the left tackle been over on that side. It's been bad. It's been spooky bad. Like it's been horrible. But I think with him and his size and his strength and his awareness and his, he's very seasoned. So I can see him coming out there and doing a decent job. At least to give him home sometimes, to get off a little bit. Because if you look at Worthy's always open off the rip, off the jam. He's open.
Can't be covered.
He can't be covered. So I guess DJ gonna be so motivated out there come Sunday. He'll be ready.
He wants that coin and he wants that ring.
Yeah, he'll be ready. Like I have no doubt in DJ. I have no doubt. Now is he the savior? We'll see. But I have no doubt.
So two things. The guy hasn't played football all season, and it cuts two ways. One, there's going to be a little bit of rust. So we're going to have a little bit of patience.
I'm down on the glaze.
But the second one is the fact that he hasn't played this season to date. So he's not beat up. He's fresh.
Yeah.
And that's a thing, right? I mean, that's certainly, especially when you've got maybe some edge rushers that are maybe a quarter of a step slower than they were at the beginning of the season. So he can be, because of what he's going to afford Patrick to do. And I think you guys mentioned that. So that's really what I'm looking for is can Patrick have like an extra quarter to half a second to kind of go through the progression and hit the open guy and give Xavier the opportunity to get deep and then be clean making that throw.
Right.
Every single time, no. But even if it's like, if he's like at a 75% win rate, we're way ahead of the game. Yeah. And so far, it's just that little extra time. So if he can do that and hold up, no penalty, like limited number of penalties,
the pressure's on.
We're gonna be okay. So
he's gonna be looked at tough that game, bro. The pressure's on.
I would say yes, man. Let him. I think he can be the savior, man. Because somebody out there, I know we said it on the last show. They said he's going to be out there looking like Willie Wolf. And now, if that's happening, then I'm all for it. If this statement is true,
he's never looked like that his entire career.
My buddy Clay Wendler, I love it.
But in a walk
if the statement is true, I would say
new team, he has transformed himself into William Rofe. All right,
9-time Pro Bowler, right?
I'm for it. I'm all for it, guys. If he is out there and he's gonna come out here, I feel like that could be the savior of all saviors. Hey, even Mango put something on Twitter that if you can hint, you see Patrick Mahomes smiling, throwing the pass. He was happy in practice that no one's out there at his kneecaps or the back of his neck, breathing down his neck, trying to get him.
Let's see when they call that
if he's a savior.
I said the same. Let's see that first pass play. That first pass play.
They call that first deep shot. Let's see.
Let's see,
I'm happy, man. I'm happy that he's here, man. Hey, we need it real bad here. I know. We also talked about Eric Bieniemy. Should the Chiefs bring back Eric? No, think they should bring him back, Lou?
No, I'm sorry.
I'm going to say no, because he's held a higher position than he would be coming back for. I think the question came up today because of the fact that maybe he spent some time. He happened to be in Baltimore before the playoff game, so all of a sudden, oh my God, he's a consultant. He's doing all these things. That ain't happening. And I just
he's coming back like Freddie.
I don't think Coach Reed sees him in that vein as a Brad Childress, as when they brought in Doug Alt to coach Alex in the pistol offense, right? University of Nevada guy, whatever, and other guys. I mean, I would think before Eric Bieniemy would come in to have that sort of consultant role, it would be John Gruden before anybody else.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding.
So that ain't going to happen either, just because of where John is in his plight against the NFL. I think he just took a job with Barstool Sports. Nothing against EB. And I think he could be a tremendous asset to a team that needs a running back coach and be maybe an assistant head coach for – and I would say a coach that isn't a real rah-rah guy, and isn't somebody that's going to get in someone's ass,
Mm-hmm.
EB is that guy, right? So maybe along those lines, I know you love him, Hense. I know you think he's got some magic elixir that he's going to come in here and all of a sudden the tackles can block and Patrick all of a sudden is somehow more dialed in and whatever.
No, it's not. I like the toughness of the coach, man. Sometimes I have a coach that's going to get in somebody. What you think about it, coach?
So
what you got to say?
All right, listen. I'm gonna say, man, if y'all look at for real the stats when he came in, like from 18 on up, right? The Chiefs was very explosive, guys. They was very.
They also had Tyreek Hill.
But I'm saying though, but the balls it was moving downfield. Mahomes was rocking. We was loving it, bro. We like this ain't the Kansas City Chiefs. We all the running backs were good too. All the running backs. Yeah. So this Chiefs team right now, this offense right now.
Are you saying the running backs don't look good now?
No, they don't.
I'm talking about the offense in general. Offense in general, man. It's like this is not the Chiefs. We are known like this is a okay. Let me be real. The Chiefs offense is boring. This is boring. It's like it's not.
Everybody around the kingdom is calling for this guy to come back.
It's boring because right now under the enemy, this offense was rocking.
So, wait a second. Let's back up.
Hold on here. We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
So no. You believe that Eric Bieniemy comes in and just kind of yells at everyone. That's gonna fix the offense.
I mean,
some players need it.
No, why I said it because Eric Bieniemy will hold these guys accountable.
So do we believe that there are some players on the offense that aren't playing 100%?
I don't think that's. I'll answer this. I don't think that's a fact.
I don't think that at all.
I don't think it's not. It's a matter of 100%. It's a matter of 110 or 105 and 108. That extra effort you need in a certain situation. Eric was just in your face, never let up for 60 minutes. It's a lot harder now. It's a
coach.
Foot to ass.
Yeah. No, you don't want no
they don't have a foot to ass because this is a veteran.
This isn't Pop Warner. This isn't middle school.
This
isn't high school.
Ass.
This isn't even D2 or D3. This is the NFL.
Put it in the back. What'd you say, Jay?
Foot to ass.
You got to have that. You don't want no
honestly, all the yelling, all the sideline chitter chatter, all that off like off the wall antics they doing and shit. Bieniemy wasn't having all that. He wasn't.
Right. They
were structured. They was dialed in. It wasn't none of this mess. It wasn't.
No.
Right.
How does he improve? How does he improve the offensive line play?
You want to see Wayne Moore? You want to see Morris on the sideline smiling after he most got Mahomes killed all game? You want to see it on that? You will see somebody in this.
I get that. So the demeanor of the team would look different. Everything else. How does that improve the play on the field?
Because it does. It's accountability. It's accountability because he'll hold each of these players accountable for their actions.
Okay.
Like
what would that look like exactly?
Just like a drill sergeant, right? A drill sergeant gonna hold his his troops and hold them in high demand. Just like a coach. If you can't have a Sherman team out here, everybody walking around talking about my hindies clean using Sherman, and in the back, everything can't be soft and gentle. You got to.
It's soft.
But somebody got to put that foot in the button. I feel like Eric Bieniemy could come back and do that.
And Tyreek Hill stated it. Tyreek Hill said he gave that man his credit. Yeah, he got on their nerves, but they performed at a high level.
Hey,
because they want to hit his mouth.
I don't think anybody's going to dispute that there's not that kick in the butt coach back there,
right?
Because it's a different team. It's a more veteran team. It's up to the players to police themselves, kind of thing. And I think offensively, listen, the two teams that have had the most injuries are the Lions and the Chiefs, and they have the best records. That's just insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
Starters, valuable pieces on offense and defense on both sides of the ball. And, Chiefs primarily offense and the Lions primarily on defense. And the guys just kind of step up because they're really self-motivated and they have an in-your-face coach. Now, don't mistake Andy Reid's persona to the media and his persona to the way in which he comes across when he's being interviewed. He is that guy away from the cameras. He is up their asses. He is making sure that they are focused. They don't always execute, and they haven't been executing great the last 3 to 4 games. But that doesn't mean that Andy's going to sit there and I need Eric Bieniemy to light these guys up. He can't do it that often during the game. You know, that the piece that they're missing, and I think Hense and Andre are correct, is that on the bench coach who's going to just flat out get in their face.
Yeah.
They don't have that.
Yeah.
If that's what they need, Andy would bring him back. But I think
so if Patrick or Kelsey or some of these guys, when you're talking about antics on the sideline that you wouldn't see, if they're doing the same thing that Bieniemy would be doing,
that's okay.
You're saying that's bad?
No, it's not bad at all. I'm just saying if the message.
No, I'm saying overall to the guys. I mean, if Patrick now is taking that role with the offensive line and so forth, a guy that's on the field with them, is that a bad thing? Would you'd rather see one of the coaches doing that?
Yeah, as me playing this sport, you got to have somebody that's going to be. You gonna have that coach that pulls somebody to the sideline, like Wayne Morris. He's on camera smiling on the side. Patrick Mahomes got what would we be saying and say? Okay, you smiling, Patrick Mahomes getting carted off the field. Mm-hmm. What will we be saying then as Chiefs fans? Right? Yeah. Somebody need to get in his butt. You know, we're gonna wait till then. No, you gotta have that coach that's in the building like an Eric Bieniemy that's gonna get it. And Adrian Peterson didn't like him. You know what I mean? He got on his nerves, but in the day, he came in and got the job done. Because they didn't want to hear him out. So
it's about these are grown men, and Bieniemy will hold these guys accountable for their actions. You will be accountable for your action. If not, you're gonna be on the bench.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that the coaching staff is not doing that right now.
Hell no. Honestly, guys, because back in the day when Bieniemy took over,
we just talked about guys.
Explosive. That was very explosive.
I hear that, but we just talked about guys that have been pulled: Wanye Morris, Kingsley, Najee Johnson. Some of the other defensive backs are getting pulled. So there's some. I'm guessing that's the accountability you're talking about.
Remember when Mahomes was yelling, or not? Matter of fact, not Mahomes. Travis Kelce was yelling at Andy Reid's ear and all this other shit, right? You wasn't doing that shit to Bieniemy. You wasn't.
No,
I get that, but how does that make it? How does that make a difference?
I feel like this. I'm not saying the Chiefs. Like I remember, y'all said, "Well, through injury, the Chiefs are still winning. They're still productive right now. They're still the top 10 in the league in this league, right? Yeah, but it's not. It's convincing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not convinced. So
do you think the players are being disrespectful to the coaches?
No. I'm not saying that.
Not disrespectful.
No, I think we're in this position because the Chiefs aren't playing to their normal best, and everybody views Eric Bieniemy a certain way, and they have their preconceived ideas. And it wasn't what it appeared to be.
Adrian Peterson said it. Who was that number 32 used to play for the Chiefs, the running back? What's his name? They all said it. You know what I mean? Kareem Hunt said it. You know what I mean? Before he was with Cleveland. The EB, you know what I mean, that coach is going to get in your face. And some people look at it totally different, man. Like
accountability, man. That's all it is. He holds these guys, he made these guys accountable for your actions.
Andy talked about it today, said he spoke to EB. Yeah, that's right.
Good call, Kathy Welch. Yes.
Sweet.
Spencer.
Yeah, so
Spencer Ware, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen this week.
So going back to my original point is that he could do all that stuff from being a running backs coach. He's not going to be an offensive coordinator. Just plain and simple. That ain't happening.
So what are y'all 4 keys to a Chiefs victory on Sunday night?
More tight ends. Use the tight ends more because they're going to single you up like this. They're playing man-to-man. So let 50 Shades eat or let Travis Kelce eat because this is for them. This is the game for them. Noah Gray or Travis Kelce is going to have a big game, or they both might have a big game. So it comes down to the tight end. It's up to the tight ends to get busy. And DJ Humphries, can you block and can you protect Patrick Mahomes? There it is. Protect Patrick Mahomes. Let the tight ends eat. And those are my takes.
I think the biggest thing for me, and I've kind of been saying it for the last couple of weeks, is Patrick Mahomes and Xavier Worthy need to be on the same page.
Yeah,
they need to have a minimum 2 or 3 explosive plays in this game. We watched the game over and over again against the Raiders. We watched it, the week before, even against the Bills, this kid was open all the time. And it has to become a priority when it comes to the balance of the regular season as one of the things they have to fix and one of the things they have to work on. That changes everything. And when Hollywood Brown comes back in week 16 or 17, then they'll have 2 or 3 weeks or a couple of weeks to get him ready, for the postseason. And that's going to help too. Just the aura of having him out there is going to be something a defense is going to say, okay, I got Juju, got Hopkins, I've got Worthy, who's all of a sudden turning into that speed urchin. I got Kelsey, I got Gray, I got to deal with Watson's clutch plays, I got to deal with the 2 running backs. That's a lot for defenses to prepare for in the postseason. That's a dominating offense that is going to average 30-plus points a game in the postseason. But to me, it's got to be Mahomes and Worthy. That's it.
The weapons on offense, I don't think, are in question or, really. I mean, it's down the list a little bit further because they have to have the opportunity to do their thing. Yeah. And it's what everybody's been saying all along. And it comes down to, just like every other game, it's going to be line of scrimmage. Whose offensive line, defensive line plays best. Both sides of the ball. Bottom line, because I think both teams have enough in terms of weaponry. I think the Chiefs have more weapons at all the positions and probably have an advantage in that vein and against most teams. And then you throw Hollywood in there, that's even more. But if you're not winning at the line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter. Right. Whether it's running the ball or passing the ball. So that's where it starts. And especially you're playing a Harbaugh team. If you don't win the line of scrimmage, you're probably going to lose the game. So that's really it. If you want to throw in another key in terms of special teams, no penalties. And let's not have the game come down to Matthew Wright having to kick a long field goal. Nothing against them. Third kicker, they don't grow on trees. They don't grow on trees. So I don't have 4 O-line, D-line, special teams.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll put it like this. The key to winning is let the guys that got the hot hand cook. If they got the hot hand, cook with them. No grades out there, no one stopping them. Let them cook.
Let them eat.
Let them eat. If Worthy get going and they can't stop him, don't go away from him. Like Eric Bieniemy used to say on the sidelines, we're gonna keep feeding you the rock. Get ready, kid. You're gonna keep getting this ball, no matter what. So you better get some Gatorade or oxygen on the sideline because we're gonna use the crap out of your butt. But again, on defense, if Cook is not there playing well, take him out, put in the
you don't want Cook in there at all, sir.
But Hicks, he gets some Pro Bowl votes somehow. I don't know how.
Somehow he got a Pro Bowl vote. I don't know.
But again, I feel like it's going to come down to special teams. And speaking of special teams, Nico Hardman is going to be questionable for this game with a knee, locking up on him. It's not looking good for him. But like he's going to be questionable.
Maybe we get X back there returning punts.
Maybe we get Nico.
That'd be interesting. We're not getting Nico. Stop that.
Oh, shoot. Come on, Lou. Damn, I'm trying to get my guys.
It's December, damn it. That was the summer.
You're right. I'm just saying, damn, I'm trying to get this man some love.
I'm like Nanook of the North up here trying to make my way through the snow, and you're talking about Nico again.
But again, man,
the Nico group.
That's my keys, man. They got to just let the man with the hot hand cook, man. Let him eat, and we'll get this.
Let him eat, man. Let him keep.
So let's look at these score predictions before we close out. We have Nick at 29-16. Dre said the Chargers win. I got the Chiefs 35-17.
You change, coach.
19.
You be you.
Mango said 24-19.
All right, that's official. I'm picking against the Cardinals the rest of the season.
Good, damn it! If you do, hope we keep our momentum.
My voodoo, I'm telling you, my voodoo is good.
But that's our score.
Mango, if you're back there, I saw your comment. They're moving Joe Alt to right tackle. Is something going on with Rashawn Slater? Did they flop or what's? Give us some details, man.
Yeah, to move up to the right tackle.
I guess we'll find out. Stay tuned.
So that was our the topics of the day. So let's get into our sponsors before we close out. Nick, go.
All right, let's do it. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, it's Eric Haynes. You can reach him two ways: by cell 816-729-3785, or you can email him esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Fact or Cap.
This is true. Another proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking to get a custom health insurance quote today, she's the person that can get that done. Whether you're looking for an ACA option, an open enrollment that stays on until December 15th, or a private option, she can take care of you. So give her a call today at 913-215-9086 for your free custom quote today.
Emily.
That's right. That's my girl. That's my girl. Hey, we're also proud to have our newest sponsor on the Chiefs Blitz podcast, and that is Resell Electronics.
Big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics, 2 great locations on Noland Road and 40 Highway. And if you're looking to buy or sell your consumer electronics, there's nobody better than these guys. They've got some great sales going on right now. It's the holiday time. Don't go to those big department stores. Let them give you an opportunity to sell what they have, because they've got some great stuff. It all works. It's all been gone through, and you're going to find great deals so you can buy maybe more gifts for your friends and family. Again, check out their 2 locations on Noland Road in Independence and 40 Highway. And you can check out their website with all the special deals at resellwithacelectronics.com.
Resell.
That's right. We love those guys. We appreciate them very, very much. All right, guys. I tell you what, great show. Sorry, everybody. We were delayed. We appreciate the 473 people who are on the show today. We appreciate the Blitzers. Chiefs, Chargers, Sunday Night Football. We'll be back Monday at 1:30, and we'll digest that game, and we'll go through the process of how the Chiefs did or didn't do. Sorry about that. My phone is going off. And we'll be able to give you our great insight, and hopefully Dre's score prediction does not come true.
So with
waiting
that said,
all day for Sunday night. Let's go.
With that said, we'll leave out with one and only Mr. Thunder.
Oh,
Thunder.
All right, guys.
Let it sink in.
Bye, everybody.
Guys. Let it sink in.
Little girl, don't be afraid of my light. Don't pull those covers over your eyes again tonight. As you can see, I'm gonna light up your room, full of beauty and power.